Hello, everybody, and welcome to All Blaze No Glory, the podcast. It's a Steel Queen special. This is mainly Rafter's Roundup, to be perfectly honest with you. Not much I'm going to say about it. We recently had a game in Widnes on the 4th of February, and Ashton thought she would do some interviews on the bus on the way back up the road. There's usual background noise and little snippets of probably other conversations and stuff going on in the bus, but I think I've got the sound quality as good as possible for you to hear it. And we hope you enjoy. She has talked to both players who are making their debut in Katie Trachtenberg and Cara Quast. She also chats to Kelly Bertram, who's in her third year with the Queens, as well as Laird, who does our live streaming. We hope it's interesting for you guys. The game finished 4-2. It was a tight, tough, physical game on possibly the worst ice surface I think the Steel Queens have played on so far. But the girls gutted it out. Great hosts that we were playing in Widnes, and it was just a good, tough, physical game. And I'm glad we got the 2 points. We're now 6-6, though we do have a forfeit win over Grimsby, which of course makes us gives us 14 points in the league. We're 4 points ahead of Sheffield, who are below us, having played the same amount of games, or certainly the same amount of games on record. And we're 5 points ahead of Leeds, who we play next at Murrayfield on the 25th of February at 7 p.m. So make sure you get yourself along to that. But without further ado, we'll get into the various interviews. And first up is Katie Trachtenberg, one of those debutees. Katie joined us on a transfer this year from Whitley Bay, and we are thrilled to have her. Let's get to that interview now.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Rafter's Roundup. Today I'm joined by Katie Trachtenberg, debutante of the game today versus Widnes Wild. Hi Katie.
Hi everyone, hi Ash, how's it going?
Not bad, thank you. We're quite tired today, but we're hopefully going to get a light conversation and hear about how your game went. Is that alright?
Yes, absolutely. It was a really fun game.
Perfect. So, how did it feel, playing with Steel Queens for the first time?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed getting to know everybody at training the last few weeks, and so playing in my first game was exciting. Everybody worked really hard. We practiced the things that we've been working on in training, and it was a greasy road win, 4-2. I'm proud of everybody. Proud of you, Ash, for your goal.
Thank you.
But yeah, it was just a really nice time.
Yeah. And you were put on the power line today. How did you feel about that?
It was great. I was honored to be part of the power line. I wish I could have maybe upped my performance a little bit. I was trying really hard, but didn't feel like I could have. I feel like I could have made more of an impact. So I think I rewatched the game already, so I'm looking forward to taking the takeaways and putting them into practice for the next game.
Absolutely. I think you're maybe being a bit hard on yourself. I think you've made an impact before you've even got on play the match. So I wouldn't let your gameplay tell you that you've not made an impact, because you have made a lot of an impact off the ice as well as on the ice. But you spent most of the time kind of flying in the air today with all the kind of tumbles you were getting.
Yeah, it was a really physical game. I always know whenever we play against Widnes that they're going to be a tough opponent. They work really hard. They're gritty in the quarters. They're aggressive. It's fun to play against because I think I like to play that way too. So I think naturally there's going to be some physical contact and collisions. But they played a great game. Hats off to them. But I'm proud of us as well.
Great. Yeah, no, I was in awe watching you, the kind of tackles you were getting and how much you spring back up, and I was thinking, God, that's that winter challenge paying off.
Yeah, well, we're trying to keep up with it. Really proud of everybody who's taking part of our winter challenge. Figure February is a good time to up the fitness and time for playoffs and things like that. So
definitely.
If you're taking part, thank you. If you're not, follow Push for Performance on Instagram and you can take part for free.
Brilliant. And talk us through about the winter challenge and why it became a thing and kind of what's your kind of goal from it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's just fun to do something that unites everybody in the hockey community. trying to keep it low cost. So some people registered for £5 just so we could pay for the app that tracks your workouts and things, but also wanted to make it free for anybody who wanted to join. And it's just a good way to get moving, build good habits, build up fitness, and up our hockey game. I know that around this time I always kind of feel a bit stale with my hockey skills and things, so it just seemed like a fun thing to do for everybody. And yeah, I hope to do more of these in the future. We did a great one over the summer that was really fun. It is quite a bit of work, so in addition to all the other things I'm trying to manage, I'm trying to keep it going. But yeah, I'm just grateful that people have kind of jumped on board, and it's supposed to be fun. So yeah.
Yeah, I completely admire you getting in these challenges and spreading that across so much of the world. With your social media platforms, you can really reach out to very far-reaching audiences. Who's your kind of what kind of catchment is the most interesting for you in terms of players, where they're playing? Have you got any interesting followers?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our goalie Marina, who plays in Germany. We have John and Jill from the United States. It's funny, I didn't know them before this, but they actually play in a league that I used to play in back on the East Coast, the UWHL.
No way.
So I was just talking to them about, they were playing a team I used to play all the time, so that's really cool.
Amazing.
And then we've got lots of people across the UK, a bunch of Steel Queens, which is lovely to see.
Yep.
Yeah, and then some friends who did the challenge before, and some new friends. So yeah, it's been a really nice mix, and everybody's alive in the group chat, and they're sharing the posts and things like that. So it's good to see.
Great. That's so interesting. And are you happy with how well the Steel Queens have taken on your challenges?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's really fun to see. People are talking about it on the bus. People are trying to do the things. They're posting about it. I think Coach Rambo has really been a great proponent of trying to get everybody on board, and it's nice to see that everybody's taking it up. So
yeah, I think it's an amazing initiative, and I hope the momentum from things like that, you keep going with it, because it's going to make a big impact. Having things like that is a privilege, for people. It's really good that people put the effort and do things like that. So thank you. Thank you for making our hockey community a bit more exciting and energetic, and all the extra things you bring to it. It's brilliant. So I've got a question actually that's come in by Coach Rambo. He wants to know what kind of PWHL team he should support. Can you talk us through the PWHL series and what kind of teams you're looking at yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say support all of them to start. But yeah, then to narrow it down, I think there are a lot of really great personalities that have joined that league. I follow a bunch of them, like Lexi Zija and Madison Packer. There's a lot of great folks on Instagram. So if you're interested in trying to find a team, hop on Instagram, follow a couple of the athletes, see what they're doing, and then make your choices from there. But I think I have to probably go with New York. That's the closest team to where I am from geographically. So I'm rooting for them, but really rooting for everybody.
Lovely. And what were the players? What players that you mentioned before there? What team do they play for?
Oh, that's a great question. So I think Lexi plays for Ottawa.
Oh yeah.
And Madison plays for New York. But then of course you got Marie Philippe Poulin. She's incredible to watch. So any of the Olympic players that have already kind of been on the scene. Hillary Knight. And it's funny, I need to go and look up all the rosters to figure out where they all play. But you really can't go wrong. So.
And see, when you're in contact with your friends in North America, your family, etc., and you tell them of your hockey, over this way, how do they receive that, and what's the chat?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So I think the way that we do things in the UK, it's there's more hype around it. I think maybe because it's such a niche sport, the people who are into it are really into it. So the signing announcements, kind of making a big deal about who's playing where, and that's really fun. We don't necessarily have that back in the States. We would maybe have a handful of fans here and there. So it's just really nice. I think they're excited for me. They're always, really supportive. I had a bunch of people willing to kind of sponsor me at the beginning of the season. So yeah, it's just really nice, and I appreciate their support very much.
Amazing. I think it's culture here, and it's you wear it when you play ice hockey. It's part of your personality, because it is, as you say, it's not like football or rugby. It's a very niche sport in certain areas. But I'm glad you're taking that as well, and you're enjoying that element of it, and it doesn't put you off.
No, it's great.
Is there anything that you'd like to say about how today went, specifically with the game, that you'd like to mention?
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm really proud of all of my teammates. I think coming all this way, having a long bus ride, trying to figure out what it's going to be like to play together. Everybody did their best. It was really great to see Caitlin get player of the game. I think she worked really hard and had that, really great goal. And it's just nice to see players succeed and be rewarded with goals and assists and just good games for all the hard work that they put in. And I think that's something I love about our community overall. I'm really grateful for all the friends that I've made on all the teams that I've played on, and even just in our little Instagram hockey community. People really love the sport, and they're willing to do lots of different things to build their relationships and friendships with you. And I'm just really grateful to have this community here.
Thanks very much, and hope you enjoyed that quick interview with Katie Trachtenberg.
Thanks very much, guys. Thanks, Ash.
As I said at the top of the podcast, Katie wasn't the only debutee making her first steps in Steel Queen's uniform. We also had Cara Quast, who took her first steps in Steel Queen's uniform. Not been playing an awful long time, Cara, so you've got a different hockey journey, and you'll hear a bit about that in Rafter's roundup with her. Very committed player, really keen, and is making big steps. You can see in training each week. She's picking up with the pace of the squad more. So, here is Cara and Ashlyn now.
Hi guys, welcome back to our second quick interview post with this game. I'm joined here by Cara Quast, new Steel Queens member. Did I say your name right?
Yeah.
Great. One of our newest Steel Queens members and players. Hi Cara, how's it going?
Hi, yeah, it's going great.
Tell us a bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do.
I grew up in London, but my family is German. I study computing science and political science. I'm currently living in Edinburgh, and I just moved back from Berlin. That is what I do.
Brilliant. And how did you get into ice hockey?
I wanted to play. I grew up playing field hockey, and I wanted to play all my life. Well, from the age of about 14, and then I started uni, and I got to play a bit. But it was really hard in Europe trying to get into it because, you don't have any adult beginner stuff.
Yeah.
And then when I went on my year abroad with Laura, I managed to get some opportunities because I was in Vancouver, and so I started playing properly, and then I played about 4 times a week, and
wow,
it was really, really good. Yeah, I miss it desperately.
So you've joined the Steel Queens from the kind of your learning curve in Vancouver. It's really good. It's really good. The Steel Queens are really nice. They've got a really big range of ability, which means that you can kind of slot yourself in quite nicely and also challenge yourself. But it's kind of okay to not necessarily be amazing 100%.
at everything. Yeah, which is really good. So yeah, it feels nice. It's a good fit.
And talk us through your time in Vancouver. What was that like? And how did you meet Laura? And give us your story.
Vancouver was pretty amazing. It was a bit wobbly at first because you move very far away and everyone's away from home. But it was really, really good. I honestly mostly slotted in with hockey through a social life. So I didn't play at uni much, but we went to Laura and I went to all the same public skates, and we went and played stick and pucks together a lot because the ice rink there is always open. You can just go and play, and it's amazing. And so Laura and I just met on the ice, and then we would just chat every week, and it was really, really good.
I love that. And did you have the same classes with Laura as well?
No, because I was there abroad for political science, not computer science. So I actually had really different classes to Laura, but we could chat about a lot of computer science things, which is really nice.
That's great. I'm glad you met Laura, and I'm glad you're with us now. So what kind of teams are you supporting just now, other than the Steel Queens?
Well, Canucks, obviously, I have to.
Yeah.
Although one of the people I started playing hockey with was a big Penguins fan, so she did make me a Penguins fan. And otherwise, I'm trying to follow the Toronto and Boston PWHL teams with varying success, to be honest. I need to find more time to sit down and actually watch the games. But yeah, it's...
I know.
Yeah.
Happy that they're happening, but don't have a lot of time to watch the games.
Yeah, exactly. Also, they're always at terrible times over here. So yeah.
And do you plan to play a few seasons, or kind of what's your thinking just now?
I'm not sure yet, because I'm finishing up my degree now, so I got to figure out what I'm doing next year. I might end up in London or something. So I don't know. Hopefully, it'd be really nice to stay, but you know, it's not always possible.
And you've got a few teams in London that you can pick from too. So I mean, you can always dip in and out of ice hockey whenever you want. Now you've got the basics, and you know you're in the league now.
Yeah, I hope not to dip in now. To be honest, I hope to play pretty consistently. Like, I think I'd be really annoyed if I did something that didn't give me the time to. Invest. Good. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, you don't want to let your working life take over too much from the things you enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I hope I enjoy work, but you know, it's not always the case.
Yeah.
I was working somewhere earlier, and it was, well, I literally just stopped in January because I was working in Berlin, and I was pretty good at it turns out. I didn't think I was, but it made me so anxious. It was unbelievable. I was just working in tech with a lot of men, and I thought I'd enjoy it, and I just, because it's work I enjoy, I just didn't. I had an awful time every day, and then I did the exit interview, and they were like, wow, you've really impressed us. I was like, what? We've had such different experiences of this. It was pretty, so
perspective does definitely depend on your experiences for sure. Did you enjoy the game today? How did you feel the game went?
The game was great. No, it was really good fun. It was really physical, but
that's factual.
Yeah, but otherwise, no, it was really nice. It was a really good first game.
Great. Well, is there anything else? Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
I'd like to thank my mum and my dad for, you know, all the support they've given me throughout everything. And the Lord and Saviour. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks very much, Cara.
And we can safely move now from debutees to well-known faces in Murrayfield circles. Kelly has been, she's been playing a good while, but prior to that, I remember Kelly as one of the girls who used to do the sheets with her sister, because I used to play with her dad, which makes me feel really old. And she's been playing with the Queens a wee bit, and she's recently been moved about. She's been moved to playing D. I think it suits her game. I don't know whether it's a natural thing because her dad was a defenseman with the Lions when I played, so maybe it's a natural kind of family connection. I don't know, but she seems to have found it really comfortable. And we put her back in D in this game. We had another player who's normally a D also play up front. And it worked really well. So a big props to Kelly for that transition. But yeah, Ashton took the chance to speak to her. I have to confess, I got her name a bit wrong, so you'll hear all about that as well.
Hi guys, welcome back to part 3 of my short series here on the bus from Widnes back to Edinburgh, and I'm joined by Kelly Bertram? Is it Bertram or
Bertram. Ramble. Bertram. Bertram.
Thank you for clarifying. I needed that clarification. So, Kelly, I wanted to chat to you. I wanted to hear kind of how you felt the game went and how you felt playing defence.
Yeah, I thought the game went quite well. I very much enjoyed playing D, which I think is now my newfound position, according to Coach Rambo. So we'll see how that settles for the rest of the season. Fully supported with my team partner Bradley tonight, so big shout out to her. Yeah, thought it went well.
I think you were very safe to play with on the ice, and I really enjoyed playing with you as a defender, Kelly.
I appreciate that. A lot of support from the forwards, including yourself up on that line there. So if we gel together and D works for me, then it looks like that's where I'm going to be.
Well, if that works for you, Kelly, that works for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll just need to see what Coach Rambo says. I mean, hopefully he can spell my name correctly, and then we can maybe work on positioning and awareness after that.
I think we all need to start with the basics before we could do anything more complex.
It's a bit of an upgrade from the number 9. I don't know which one I prefer.
We'll leave that up for debate there. Kelly, talk us about who you are, what you do, where you're from.
So I'm Kelly. Oh my goodness. I currently live at home with my parents, my sister, and I am a nursery practitioner during the week and play hockey at the weekends.
Lovely, lovely. And I hear you're a big Capitals fan, is that right?
Oh yes, number one fan I am. 50-50. Get your pound coins out.
And what's the kind of how's the Capitals season going so far?
Yeah, they beat Fife last night, but unfortunately we're on the end of a loss tonight against the Paisley Pirates, unfortunately. But they seem to be working hard, gelling well. Room for improvement, but hopefully they will get some silverware this season.
Brilliant. And how are you feeling towards the rest of our season and our playoff weekend coming up?
Yeah, so far the season's been good. We're obviously 6 for 6, unbeaten. Team's working well. Hopefully we will get to playoff weekend and hopefully get that promotion that we all so deserve.
I agree, Kelly, and I'm looking forward to the playoff weekend to see what comes of it.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a few more tournaments before then, prepare our legs and see what it's all about come the playoff weekend.
And I actually wanted to ask you a bit more of a personal question, Kelly. So a few weeks ago you told me that I was your hockey inspiration, but unfortunately whenever I seen the Facebook post go up, you wrote your dad. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so I managed to send Rambo a little message about that hockey inspiration. And I actually wanted to add my dad onto that. Not at any point did I tell him to remove the Ashland Rafter from my hockey inspiration. So I don't know why he deleted you from there, because I mean, since the day we met, I mean, I just honour the way that you play. You're a great team player. You seem to get the changing room buzzing. There's just some sort of atmosphere that you create, and we're so lucky to have you as part of the team.
And we'll never know if that was sarcasm or truth that Kelly was speaking, but we'll leave that up for debate. Kelly, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
The Ashland Rafter, who is my hockey inspiration, definitely, and yeah, just all the Steel Queens girls. My dad, Peas and Gravy. He's been watching all our live streams, and that look that I just got from Lynn there was absolutely horrendous. So I want to shout that out too.
And the final interview that Ashland conducted was with Laird, who, as I say, does our live stream. He has been doing it now for 2 seasons. He just got into it, and he gets better all the time. He's very, very into the games, which is great. You know, you sometimes will hear commentary that's very monotone and not very excitable. You cannot accuse Laird of not being excitable in any stretch of the imagination. He sometimes gets a little bit too excited, but you know, he's not a professional. He gives up his time for doing it, and he's a good guy nonetheless, and really helps us out with this. He engages people. I think some people come for the hockey, and some people come for Laird. If I'm being honest, some people come for both. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, he's pretty partisan, but then if you imagine like me commentating on Scotland rugby, it's exactly like that. It's brilliant. I really enjoy his commentary, and I'm pleased that he was able to come to Widnes and provide that live stream, because otherwise people would only maybe just got updates after the game, and I know a lot of people were interested. I know some people were watching it on buses from Belfast and stuff like that, some of the teammates that weren't available, and it was just great to hear that there were so many people checking in, and thanks to Laird for doing it, and here he is now with Ashland.
Good afternoon and evening, everyone. I'm joined here again for our 4th episode in our short series on the bus from Widnes to Edinburgh with Laird.
Hello there, how are we all doing?
Thanks for joining us, Laird, and I hope you don't mind me speaking to you for a few minutes about how the game went today.
Oh, not at all. I'm happy to talk about the game today.
Great stuff. So tell us you're usually a very good commentator for our live streams. How have you been enjoying them so far?
I have a lot of fun doing the live streams, you know, since I came over to Scotland and was introduced to the team. You know, you guys always manage to knock it out of the park, and, you know, today was just one more occasion of an awesome Steel Queens game.
Brilliant. And how did today go for you?
Wow. I would say that today went very well for me, and the stream, I was riveted and excited the entire time, and the crowd was also really getting into it too.
Talk us through any kind of specific examples that happened today of how you enjoyed yourself.
I think the crowd interaction today was like really what made me enjoy myself the most. It was an exciting back and forth game for both teams to be out there, and there was just some people nearby that were really interesting and sharing their opinions about what they thought about my casting or my grasp on the rules of hockey were like. It was very cool.
Very, very good and very, very well put as well, Laird. Very well put. And how were the comment section today?
Oh, the comment sections were great. It was, spicy, just as it should be. It's always nice to see fans of both teams tuning in and showing that they know how to use a keyboard, which is excellent. And I had a lot of fun with the interaction from all over the world too. It's always nice to see friends and family from the Steel Queen side interacting. It's as neutral as a stream as I can make it, that's for sure. But it is always a lot of fun, genuinely.
And I think I would like to put my gratitude and thanks from everyone on the Steel Queens for every time you do the stream. It's always a really high quality, and we get a lot of feedback from other teams saying that it's been really good. So thank you.
It's a pleasure to be able to do the streams for the teams, and I have a lot of fun. So thank you. It means a lot.
Great. Is there anything anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Oh, is there anything? Well, just everybody that tunes into the stream, of course. It's amazing. I couldn't do it without everybody there. And I think Steel Queens, new and old, Steel Queens that have yet to be Steel Queens even, shouting out all of you. Then as I like to say, keep your sticks on the ice and have fun. It's an important part.
That's a good one. That's another Laird classic, and we'll keep you in tune for the next one. Join back for Laird's live streams on the Steel Queens Facebook page, and we'll be in touch.
Have a great night, and I'll catch you next time.
So that is essentially all for the Steel Queen special of the podcast. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to say much more about that game or anything about the interviews. Just let them sit and be admired for what they are. We are back in action on the 25th of February against Leeds. It's a big game for us. It's important in the league standings for us to really try and maybe create some separation so we can get in a good strong position to close out on the league title. But we're not counting our chickens. There's a lot of tough games to go. We've got Leeds, we've got Telford the week after that. A few weeks after that, we've got Sheffield and then Kingston, who we've not met yet this season. And then we finish with three away games, and unfortunately Murrayfield's going to close before our season even ends, so we're going to have to maybe train out of Fife or elsewhere to get some training in if we do manage to grab a top 2 spot and get to the playoffs. So a lot going on for the Steel Queens, and you can support us if you want to get in touch about sponsoring us or coming to games. Then it all helps us, so please do so, and please follow our Facebook page and follow our Instagram pages and make sure that that you get all the info about the games and stuff like that. I'm going to be back. I'm going to try and do a podcast on Sunday. I'm putting this all together on the eve of Scotland's first home game in the Six Nations against France. I'm going to try and come back with a kind of review. I hope it's not just a rant of the first 2 games in terms of rugby. And I'm hoping I'll maybe be able to start some sort of multi-sport interviews again in a few weeks. There's been a lot going on with work and stuff, as well as this hockey season's been a big challenge with more travelling. So I will try and get more of that in. I hope all of you, I'm not doing any Super Bowl preview, but I might do a review of the Super Bowl. If you're listening to this before the Super Bowl, I hope you enjoy it. If you're listening to it after, I hope you have enjoyed it. If you don't watch the Super Bowl, then, I mean, what are you doing on a Sunday night? But yeah, anyway guys, thanks very much for listening. Cheers.